Hi, it's Faceless Tech. I've kind of been playing around with my 3D printer lately, doing different signs. I made some signs like this where they're just like got embossed letters, and I've just gone over them with like a paint pen. But I thought I was kind of like brainstorming around. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have like a sign that lit up? Have some way of doing that, maybe with like just a coin cell battery in there somewhere. And then I was thinking, in the local poundland. Or like dollar store, whatever you want to call it. Um, they were started to come up with the spring collection. They started coming out with solar lights, so I thought I'd go down and have a quick look, see if I could maybe incorporate that as a light power source into this. Had a bit of a jig around and come up with this, which is basically the guts of a solar light inside a 3D printed case, and a little sign with some LEDs in the back. So some ones out of an old LED light bulb in your house. And then I'll turn off the lights, turn this on, and you can see how bright it is. It doesn't really distribute evenly, but I might try and bottom light it and see if that helps. But just for now, as a proof of concept, it's quite a nice thing. Let me just turn the light back on. There we go. And yeah, because this sort of sits on my workbench here, where it's got there's a window. There's a window here, so I have the blinds open, and then in the day it collects light, and then at night time it lights it up. When the light goes out, obviously, with it, it's just got one of them 4-pin solar light chips that it's quite nice though. These, if you watch Big Clive, he does lots of reviews on Poundland stuff, and these solar cells have got really a lot better. These are actually using glass panels now in them, which are quite nicely sealed in, so there's no water ingress. And I had got a few iterations that I went through before I got here. It all started when I was trying to think of using a 3D printed jig, just solder SMD LEDs with a bit of copper wire to use in different various projects. And then I was kind of like evolved, and I was like, "Oh, wonder if like happens if I used the actual 3D printer as like a diffuser." It's kind of a bit bent, that. I'm not sure if that was when I took it off the bed or if it's just been in the sunlight. But yeah, at first I started. I was gonna have the solar cell and then the PCB in the side there, just to get the height down. But then like the next day I woke up and I was like, "Wait a minute! I'm just making this way too complicated." Because look at the inside of that. And then I ended up with the inside of this, which is I kind of melted that trying to make it fit, and then ended up redesigning it. So basically, I went from that to that, which has ended up just being a little bit taller than the other one, but it's a lot smaller, a lot easier. And then I just screwed the bottom plate on. Just made a little bottom plate, made it like too thin to start with, like a mil thick, and then I went to 2 mil. Had like a little recess bit on it, and had like it kind of stepped up so that you could put it on the bottom, and then it would interlock as it went on. I was going to have the wires just coming out the bottom. Basically started out, I was going to use this as like a minimum viable product, just for something to house it all together, and then I could just have leads sticking out and attached to it, and then I ended up just using it in the final one with having a slit in the side, so I can just put any sign on the front and have the wires coming through. Through that, it's just got the switch on it. And there you go, really. It's as usual, I've got a blog post. It'll have some of the design files for the case if you want it. It's like if you look in the Poundland, it's the one, the garden light with the one with like a spotlight on it. I think most of the innards are the same. I've got one here that's off one of them, the light bulbs, the old-fashioned light bulbs, and it has a bit of micro wire lighting in it, which is quite nice. But they've got better in some respects, but in others they've gone from like a AAA, well, AA battery to a AAA, and now they've come to these tiny little coin cell things, which, to be fair, they are like 1.2 volts, and they do run for quite a while. But the thing about these, because they're hooked up to these LEDs, they've got no resistor or anything, but they kind of like, as they go dimmer and dimmer, they start to like flash with obviously the refresh rate of them, which is a bit annoying. I'll have to maybe add a resistor so it'll just cut out. But yeah, as usual, thanks for watching. Bye.